tape. They'll let, I mean, that should tell you something, Dr. Peter. Like, who the fuck am I talking? For people who don't know what it means, Rick knows what it means. He'll appreciate it for what I'm echoing. But for people who don't,
if that soapbox newsletter guy was listening,
fool Dr. Peter. It's like I'm implying Dr. Peter is listening, and I go, that should tell you something, Dr. Peter, or he's in my room, you know?
He's in the room with you.
But that's like doing riffs, like Frank does in his albums. He does takeoffs on obscure classical riffs, and nobody knows till 400 years later that's what he was doing, right? That's what I'm doing. They'll have to know about Peter and the whole thing there, and then they'll know, oh, that's what Bob's referring to. That's a rhetorical response.
Well, that would be interesting because Robert Anton Wilson, after you the other night, got the Peter clarification
from Rick.
Yeah. So he knows about
something, Dr. Peter.
Dave's laughing.
That should tell you something, Dr. Certainly, I'm kicking it off. I'm here on this day, and the two callers are from Robert Anton Wilson. That should tell you something, Dr. Peter.
Well, why are you off the air in Toronto? Was that a personal choice?
Yeah, that's part of Lockdown Bob rule, is that I had to move into a more public global figure effect. So the operation in 88 to 91 was just to create the lockdown of the Secret Council chairman position. And as I moved public from 1990 on, then I move out of the locality of Toronto.
Okay, well, this is KPFK Los Angeles. I'm David Porter of the program's Genesis of Music, and I'm speaking with Bob Dobbs, and we have another caller. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Bob, I was interested if you'd ever heard of a press called Incunabula Press, which specializes in a lot of material on chaos, esoteric pamphlets that never made it to publication that are Xeroxes. And I was handed this Xerox of the catalog by a friend, but there's no address where you can order the books.
Yeah, that was.
This is great. I just totally pretend I know and just lie. Give up my home address. Yeah, right to those. And Nelson will say, Bob, the people are writing in for this thing. You don't even know, Nelson. Just send them the liner notes. I don't know. We'll send them a subscription to LaRouche or something. But yeah, you're laughing at what I did there, eh, Jerry?
Right.
A little bit of humor there, you know.
There's no address where you can order the books.
Yeah, that was
to publication that are Xeroxes, and I was handed this Xerox of the catalog by a friend, but there's no address where you can order the books.
Sorry, Jerry, just want to check that part.
Xerox of the catalog by a friend, and I was handed this Xerox of the catalog by a friend, but there's no address where you can order the books.
Yeah, that was. I could say that I created that press, but actually it was done by Tom Touche. And if you write to Toronto, Time Again Productions, at 1 Yonge Street, Suite 1801 in Toronto, zip code M5E1W7, they will send you that catalog.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
I'm saying they will send you the catalog. You already got the catalog.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Yeah. I guess what I mean to say was that he can buy products from that address.
You could say they'll send you the catalog items.
Yeah, that's what it means. That's my alibi. You're saying.
That catalog.
Okay, great. All right,
They will send you that catalog.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Dave, I have a question from Roy of Hollywood. If there's no callers, I can
There's
answer
one caller here.
Hello.
Well, what's the question, Bob?
Who am I talking to?
Well, you're talking to both of us right now. Hold on. What's the question, Bob?
I like to take calls.
I'm doing a Johnny Carson. Well, I think the question is this. This guy is totally fucking. We're saying, what's the question, Bob?
That was great.
This guy's there, where am I? Like Robert Anton Wilson. Well, I'm at a loss for words.
Who am I talking to? Hollywood. If there's no callers, I can
There's one
answer
caller here.
Hello.
Well, what's the question, Bob?
Who am I talking to?
Do I say hello there, or does that guy say hello? Who says hello?
Porter.
Oh, Porter does.
That's right.
Roy of Hollywood. If there's no callers, I can
There's one
answer
caller here. Go ahead.
Dave, I I have a question from Roy of Hollywood. If there's no callers, I can
There's one
answer
caller here.
Hello.
Well, what's the question, Bob?
Who am I talking to?
Well, you're talking to both of us right now. Hold on. What's the question, Bob?
I'd like to take a call.
Talking about the significance of the today, which I didn't realize, May 29th.
Is May Brussels' birthday? The late May Brussels was born on May 29th, 1922. John Kennedy was born on May 29th.
Everybody stop. Every day they're trying to ask the question. Yeah, caller, you listen to this question. I'm like a robot. You plug in there, you just say the day, oh yeah, Bob goes automatic pilot of his fucking answer, right? And this guy's probably going to try to talk about Bob Hope, right?
What is he saying? Let's try
Yeah.
Today, which I didn't realize, May 29th.
Is May Brussels' birthday? The late May Brussels was born on May 29th, 1922. John Kennedy was born on May 29th. And John Hinckley was born on May 29th. So the cosmic...
Did he say something about 1942 or something?
I can't hear it at all. Try it again.
John Kennedy was born on May 29th.
La Penca bombing.
Is May Brussels' birthday? The late May Brussels was born on May 29th, 1922. John Kennedy was born on May 29th.
It's spinning its wake on the air.
I'd like to take a call.
Talking about the which I didn't realize, May 29th.
Is May Brussels' birthday? The late...
Bob?
I'd like to take a
You're
call.
talking about the significance of the today, which I didn't realize, May 29th.
Is May Brussels' birthday? The late May Brussels was born on May 29th, 1922. John Kennedy was born on May 29th. And John Hinckley was born on May 29th. So the Cosmic Conspiracy Game put out by Roy and Tim and Robert Anton Wilson is resonating with something in our deep unconscious.
Was that the
Because
question?
remember, Robert
Wait a minute.
Anton Wilson in his earlier books put down May Brussels, and in the late 80s he's using
I'm
May
an
Brussels.
automatic pilot, man. I'm just going...
You got fucked up.
What?
Nothing.
Who got fucked up?
Nobody.
That's right. I don't...
Reporter's going, is that the question?
I'm there ranting on about Wilson. This guy can't... Nobody... La Penca bombing. I like to point out the La Penca bombing.
It's not even the 29th. He says it's the next day. It's the 30th.
Is that right? No, but I think it was May 29th because I remember that May Brussels thing.
Maybe? I don't know. See? Because he finally says it out loud without you interrupting.
See, the La Penca bombing happened in 84, and they had their press conference on May 29th, I think. 86.
Because remember, Robert Anton Wilson in his earlier books put down May Brussels. Wilson is resonating with something in our deep unconscious.
Was that the
Because
question?
remember, Robert
Wait a minute.
Anton Wilson in his earlier books put down May Brussels, and in the late 80s he's using May Brussels, Penny Lernoux, Vatican CIA cocaine connection information that May Brussels sort of epitomized by 1982. So there's a deep karmic reflex here from May.
Was that the
and May
question?
works with me, and that's part of the significance, that Robert Anton Wilson has to atone for what he said about May Brussels in his earlier Illuminatus books.
Was that the question from Roy?
Okay, what was the question?
I want to know who you are.
Question from Roy?
Is that the question? I go, what? Is that the question, Roy? I go, what was the question? The question now is that the question from Roy? I don't know, is it?
That was so...
No, I want to know.
I want to know who you are.
May Brussels in his earlier Illuminatus books.
Was that the question from Roy?
Okay, what was the question?
No, I want to know who you are. Well, you get your books, and I'm not familiar with May Brussels, but it got me thinking about the
I thought he said, I want to get your books.
No, I thought he says, where you get your bucks.
Oh, okay.
See what he says.
Well, I want to know who you are. Well, you get your books, and I'm not familiar with May Brussels.
Yeah, where I get my bucks. Maybe what he's saying.
That's what he sounds like.
But who you are? Well, you get your books, and I'm not. I want to know who you are. Well, you get your books, and I'm not familiar with May Brussels, but it got me thinking about the La Penca bombing, and
Christic Institute, yeah.
and I was wondering if you wanted to comment on that, on the Christic Institute, and the fact that it's the anniversary of the bombing, and all the people that now.
A good point. Very good. I had forgotten that, but I did notice it at the time May 29th, 84.
Hey, I'm worse than Robert Anton Wilson. I'm drowning out everybody.
That's one thing Ned said. He goes, well, there's an awful lot of two people talking at once.
Well, the thing is, I think partly I couldn't hear them. That really was like low, and then I thought, well, the guy's so low.
Is that because, I mean, was he better in the studio?
No,
Probably.
it's just tell David to turn up the
Yeah.
phone callers.
Just in case. I mean, maybe I heard him, but I don't usually like to be that rude. But there were so many idiots mumbling along. I just thought, well, I'll just put this
You were
up.
over anxious, I think.
Over anxious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get a lot of stuff out.
Yeah.
In that sense, I was riding
Because I
roughshod.
thought That's where Ned commented. He says, when you were on with Robert Anton Wilson, it wasn't good because you were talking over each other. And I says, I agreed. I said, you know.
Yeah, but the Robert Anton Wilson needed to be talked over because he was just droning on. He wasn't even listening to me. And I realized that, so I just talked over him. You guys, don't you hear it? He's going woo, 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 and I'm talking, and he's not listening to me. And then I realized, no, so I just started talking, and I started yelling at him. So you have to be aware that he deserved to be talked over.
I had forgotten that, but I did notice it at the time.
On the Christic Institute and the fact that it's the anniversary of the bombing and all the people.
Christic Institute, yeah.
And I was wondering if you'd wanted to comment on that, on the Christic Institute and the fact that it's the anniversary of the bombing and all the people that.
A good point. Very good. I had forgotten that, but I did notice it at the time. May 29th, 84. You're right. That's May Brussels, another resonating thing. That's very good. Christic Institute. Well, if you read my book, Phatic Communion with Bob Dobbs, which is available from Time Again Productions, there's a biography of myself, and the basic nuclear terror ended with the help of Dr. Beater in 1982. And after that, you had hologramic reflections of the old factions, the Vatican versus the Queen, outlined in that newsletter, The Project, A. Albionic Research. And I think that the Christic Institute were duped as a channel for one faction in that battle, but it would never lead anywhere, as exposed by the Conjugate hearings and the fact that North and these guys walk. It was a retrieval of a battle from the 60s and 70s, therefore had no real legal force to end up in court and to create a revolution as May Brussels wanted through the courts. These things can't happen after 1982, so the Christic Institute was a retrieval of the top-down emphasis in society, the battle between the top-down factions, swallowed and subsumed by the mythic government lockdown from 77 to 90, which is a bottom-up process. Sorry for the jargon, but I'm not always on the air, so I got to lay this out. This is meant to be studied and researched. What I'm saying. I'm talking science here. These are technical answers when I give them.
That was really good because that's what.
What, the last thing?
Yeah, because that's what.
No, the fact I explained the retrieval, or the fact that I'm talking technically.
You make an apology for the jargon.
Yeah.
Because that's what Phil and Ned comment on. They go, he uses lockdown Bob rule and secret council of 10, and that's where I was going to say, well, you apologize today for the jargon usage because it is, and that's good how you word it. This is for you to study, you know.
Yeah, but you're saying that was good, but you didn't finish the sentence with them. Like, you didn't tell them that.
No, I didn't tell them that.
But that was like in your mind an alibi
Yeah.
for me that you thought of saying to them if you could do it, but you didn't. Yeah. That reminded you of what you could have said if you did.
What I'm saying. I'm talking science here. These are technical answers when I give them.
Okay.
Sorry for the jargon, but I'm not always on the air, so I got to lay this out. This is meant to be studied and researched. What I'm saying. I'm talking science here. These are technical answers when I give them.
Okay, let's go to another caller. KPFK, you're on the air.
Hello, Bob.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to ask two questions. Are all the media critics who put down the Wild Palms series all pink boys?
They certainly are. That Wild Palms was based on the battle between the McLuhan Center, evoked by Nelson Thal and Bob Marshall. The very weekend that series started, it was about the hero, what was his name, Jim Belushi, versus the Leary-based Scientology-based character Colonel Kurtz, Senator Kurtz, that was an immediate example of complex clairvoyance where the interplay that weekend between Leary and Solomon Marshall, that's going to be broadcast in the Kitty Goodman show, was manifested in movie video form the same weekend. And remember, Wild Palms refers to masturbation also. All right?
That was great, Jerry, when you came in and prompted me on the masturbation thing, because I knew I had to say it.
Yeah.
That was like you were psychically tuned. I don't know.
Can you hear me?
I heard you.
No, can you hear me on the tapes?
Oh, that's what we got to see. But the thing is that I know it's coming up. I knew I was going to say that, but I was so involved in saying, I don't know if I would have said it right.
Anyway,
and like before I got to the problem, you told me. So I
That's good. I'm glad you said that, because I was saying, oh man, I shouldn't have said that, because then if they hear me, that sounds like somebody's pumping Bob.
Well, that's all right. That's like, what is Bob, a robotoid or what? You know, that's good theater.
But Ned said he heard my laugh.
Yeah.
And you can barely hear it.
At that time earlier in the tape, when you laughed. But he knew I was at. It's no secret that I was at your place.
Shut that one.
It's no secret that I was at your place. What?
Just half.
It was no secret.
Oh, do the blind up. Oh, okay. If you're gonna close it, then close it all the way.
I did.
Okay, that's good.
It was no secret that I was doing it at your place.
No.
Ned knew I was doing it at your place, right?
Yeah, I'd say so.
It's like,
but there's one thing you say too that I wanted you to say. Nothing's new under the sun is the cliche.
there's nothing new under the sun. Now there's
Is
nothing.
the cliche.
Yeah. Now
And
it's.
how do you say it?
Nothing old under the sun. Everything's retrievable. There's nothing old under the sun. Okay? So here we go.
Movie video form the same weekend. And remember, Wild Palms refers to masturbation also. All right? Palming your private parts. And TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's
This guy's going off in his own
your
thing.
private parts. And
You can hear you. You couldn't catch it at the time, but if you have a tape of this and listen, you will hear it. It's almost like a recording going in the background. TV, Bob's being prompted. He's a hologram. Can you hear yourself?
Look me now.
private parts.
Look me.
And TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So and TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's the relevance of
Listen to this guy. He's like, he's like gone in the wrong corridor, you know? He sounds like totally out of it. You get it? You hear him? He go, has anybody seen my mittens? This is totally happening, man. This is like a performance piece of incredible effects, and everybody's getting disoriented. It wouldn't it be amazing if Robert N. Tom Wilson was shocked that he lost his words? And he goes, I'm at a loss of words. He hangs up, he says, how'd that guy do that? How did I lose my words? You know? It's like my stuff is just x-raying the whole fucking smog and creating smog for people, but Bob's just laser beaming through. It's like these weird, distracted things people get into. You know how distracted the guy sounds?
Yeah.
It's fucking weird.
and TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's the relevance of that. You're right. So the critics, they never know, but the critics also.
I never thought about
All right? Palming your private parts. And TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's the relevance.
He goes, yeah, I forgot to think that.
I forgot to think about that.
He didn't say, I forgot to think about that. It's like he can't say his sentences correctly.
So there's the relevance. Your private parts. And TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's the relevance of that. All right? Palming your private parts. And TV is a thinking man's masturbation. So there's the relevance of that. You're right. So the critics, they never know, but the critics have to wake up private opinion in American culture, so they have to be anti it regardless of the meaning of it. So they give the consumer of newspaper movie reviews a sense of private identity.
Listen to this thing. Jeez.
Relevance of that. You're right. So the never know, but the critics have to wake up private opinion in American culture, so they have to be anti it regardless of the meaning of it. So they give the consumer of newspaper movie reviews a sense of private identity, an illusion, a genuine fake, that helps them react to the environmental effects of wild palms. You get it?
Oh, yeah.
But Bruce Wagner, I heard him on KCRW through my constant surveillance of American media on Thursday night on the Lisa Somebody show. His talk and the tone of voice were such pink that I knew he channeled the whole thing and didn't really know what he created. But that's not unusual when you have complex clairvoyance in the secret counsel's den. So I know that Leary watched Wild Palms. He knew what it was about as much as he could. And the neat thing about Leary is he's promoting...
He goes, yeah, I was at a revival last night. Did you hear that? Don't fall asleep, Jerry.
I hear him.
He knew what it was about as much as he could. And the neat thing about Leary is he's promoting Marshall McLuhan now because he knew what it was about as much as he could. And the neat thing about Leary is he's promoting Marshall McLuhan now because he realized Marshall explained the 60s to the 80s the best of any of them. The politics of ecstasy. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, my second question is, perhaps you can, not to feel too weak or anything, but could you let us then whether or not Hillary is one of your agents or an agent of the anti-Bob?
There's noise in the background.
That's the fucking Robert Anton Wilson crowd, I think, calling back again.
Isn't it you? Isn't it you laughing in the background at the Hillary Clinton thing? But I don't remember you laughing at that point.
Maybe, but listen to the laugh.
Yeah.
Turn up the treble.
One of your agents or an agent of the anti-Bob?
There's
See,
noise.
that's not me.
Yeah, that's other people. I don't think that... it's hard to tell. It's almost like... I don't know. It's...
Hillary is one of your agents or an agent of the anti-Bob?
There's noise in the background.
It could... No, it's me.
Well, it's like...
say it's noise in the background.
Oh,
so
yeah.
It's me laughing.
Yeah, because I was thinking, how could you laugh? Because you're laughing before the guy finishes it.
No, he says, is she an agent? That's what made me laugh.
And what was funny about it? An agent of what?
It's just, well, running back.
Your agents or an agent of the
Well,
anti-Bob?
One of your agents.
But could you let us then whether or not Hillary is one of your agents or an agent of the anti-Bob?
There's noise in the background. One of my agents or who?
Or an agent of the anti-Bob?
Okay, now you've got a key. I'm going to tell you something amazing. First of all, Bill Clinton is the homeopathic retrieval of the Democratic Party, and he is getting lost in the ratings battle.
I can get into that.
Democratic Party, and he is getting lost in the ratings battle between all the other Democratic Party, and he is getting lost in the ratings battle between all the other homeopathic retrievals. But the actual emphasis of Hillary Clinton as a person involved in health reform directly reflects to the real part of Bob Rule lockdown manifested by my wife Connie. Now, my wife Connie has the appropriate modality for AIDS, and Hillary Clinton will be responding to that. So I see Hillary Clinton as a pink version of Connie, but when she meets Connie, then Hillary will be made, at least unconsciously, into a subgenius, and we're going to have real health reform, not the bureaucratic, state socialist-controlled form that she thinks she's implementing.
Bob, I have a question. Who is Bob Dole the homeopathic retrieval of?
Bob Goldthwait?
Bob Dole, the senator from Kansas.
Well, he's a homeopathic retrieval of the radio era, World War II, which is the Reagan aspect and the Rush Limbaugh audience. Remember, nothing old under the sun. All these ancient modalities can be retrieved in the 90s.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's see.
Wait, leave it up.
Yeah, that
How
guy
did
goes...
you pick Bob Goldthwait? That is a trip. On Friday at work, I was telling Ross all about Bill politicizing Bob Goldthwait.
Bill knew Bob.
Yeah, they had an encounter and he turned them all on to doing political comedy.
Lately or a long time ago?
Long time ago.
And that made him go into political.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how did you pick Bob Goldthwait? Is there any?
Because I just heard Bob Dole, the way his mouth went, it sounded like, I never thought he was saying Bob Dole. I said, Bob Dole, it must be saying Bob Goldthwait. That's just what I interpreted, because of the hard hearing.
Bob Goldthwait from singing on Dweezil's album, or?
What, beg your pardon?
How do you know, or familiar with Bob Goldthwait? How would you?
Isn't he the guy on the Howard Stern section in Furry Lint when Zappa's on?
Yeah.
That's how I know him.
Okay.
That reinforced me. I knew him a little bit around and on TV or
Right.
something, but I knew that name.
Okay.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's see.
That guy goes, thank you. What's
These ancient
is Dave saying he's got one more question?
He's got one more, but the guy is thanking you for answering the question.
That whole call was totally mis-synced.
No, he asked if I was an agent.
No, you talking over a miscommunication.
No, he asked me if he was an agent, and I asked if I answered it. He didn't know what the hell the reason why he didn't know what I was talking about when I gave the answer, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he got. Is he the guy who got lost, or that was someone after? Is he the one who went? I don't know.
Well, it takes so long to go through this 20 minutes.
Sorry.
nothing old under the sun. All these ancient modalities can be retrieved in the 90s.
Okay, I've got one more.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, let's see. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of? Take it, Bob.
Hello.
Take it, Bob.
Bob, hello.
Who am I a homeopathic
This
retrieval
is where Bob lost it. Who am I?
All this laughter out here, I'm letting everybody enjoy themselves. Yeah, laugh. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, okay. What? Who am I?
Hello.
Take it, Bob.
Hello.
Take it, Bob.
Hello.
Take it, Bob. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were referring to callers as homeopathic retrieval. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of?
Me, on this end.
Oh, you?
Yes.
You are.
Bob loses it. But I actually thought what I thought. I wasn't losing it. I just didn't.
Yeah, you weren't losing it. I actually thought what I thought.
No, I knew what I was thinking because I was interpreting it my way. I didn't know what he was
Right.
that he was saying that.
Take it, Bob.
So what is
Retrieval of. Okay, let's see. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of? Take it, Bob.
Hello.
Take it, Bob. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were referring to callers as homeopathic retrieval. Who am I a homeopathic retrieval of?
Me, on this end.
Oh, you?
Yes.
You are. Well, you are lumped into KPFK, which is a homeopathic retrieval of human scale, a semi-literate TV generation. The fake left.
I even sound like Bill. Like, the fake left, right? But I probably don't hear Dave laughing as much as he's laughing. You know what I mean? Like, he's laughing, but it's louder here on the tape, on the radio, than I hear it in person,
Yeah.
And so that's sort of cute hearing how much he was, you're a semi-literate, blah, 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 blah,
Retrieval of human scale, a semi-literate. You are lumped into KPFK, which is a homeopathic retrieval of human scale, a semi-literate TV generation. The fake left is Bill. Hey, Bill Mitchell, the fake left. That's a homeopathic retrieval. That's
By
what
the
you
way,
guys are.
By the way,
But I know you have a bit of manipulative satire in yourself, and you don't like to present yourself as part of that. You were inside the environment, so you can't escape it. But I appreciate the valiance of your effort, Dave, not to be tagged with that effect.
By the way, that comment of Bill is going to be recapitulated on his second and upcoming appearance on Orange County Cable. So let's go to another caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, Bob Dobbs.
Oh, Tariq.
Give us a little explanation of the top-down identity power bureaucracy.
Thank you, Tariq. I want to. Do you think that was Robert Anton Wilson, the second caller? Did you hear him?
Second caller sounded like him, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say that to Robert that
This is like inside guys. Hey, Tariq, you think that was him? It's like my bodyguard, Tariq, calls up. Do you think that was him? Do you think we gotta take this? You know what I mean? It's like I bypass the audience, talk personally to Tariq. Sounds like a rigged question, you know? What, Carol?
Yeah, that was right.
That was good, eh? That's fun.
Caller sounded like him, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say that Wilson, the second caller, do you hear him?
Second caller sounded like him, yeah.
Yeah, and I want to say that to Robert that you did not respond to Terry. You think that was Robert Anton Wilson?